Hello everybody and welcome to part 5 of this polymer clay sculpting demonstration where I'm making a lizard in time lapse. This is going to be like a bright, vibrant wall art, and in this video I'm doing all the cane slices that I made in the previous video. I'm showing you how I get everything laid out and how I apply the cane slices onto the sculpture. To start this off, I wanted to reduce that second cane I had made, and I'm actually going to be changing the shape of both of those canes. But what I'm trying to do is I want it to taper, almost like a sardine, where it's large on one end and it kind of gradually gets smaller as you get to the other end. The reason I'm doing this is because when I go to slice all of these and I pull two off at a time, they will appear as if they're the same size. But every two slices, once they're joined together, it'll actually make a smaller design. So every design will basically be slightly smaller than the previous one. So in order to make sense of all that chaos, because all these pieces are going to be different sizes, I traced out the lizard onto some wax paper. That way I can see what's going on. And then I cut these into pretty decent thickness. I'd say about maybe a nickel thickness. A little thicker on some of them. And what I do is I grab the first two and I open them up like a book. And I put them down and I grab the next two and I just keep doing that. But as I move through the cane, these pieces become smaller and smaller. If I hadn't made this diagram to lay everything out, I definitely wouldn't have been able to keep track of what was going on. So here are all the pieces laid out, all nice and pretty, ready to be put onto the sculpture. I could just move this to the side and, work one piece at a time at my own pace. To make applying them onto the sculpture a little bit easier for me, I'm taking my pencil here and I'm just drawing what looks to me the center. I'm just basically tracing the center of that lizard, drawing a line all the way down it. That way I can just line these up right where they meet together. I'll follow that along the line. Now at first I was adding this translucent liquid Sculpey a little excessive. It was a little heavy. They kind of slid around a little bit. So as I went, I reduced the amount more and more until it was still enough, but it was tacky, right from the get-go. Later on, the sculpture actually did absorb the rest of the extra liquid from those larger pieces. But I'm just applying everything on there exactly how I have it how I see it on my wax paper. Taking each piece and applying the translucent liquid Sculpey. The translucent liquid Sculpey is what makes it possible to bake, fresh raw clay onto clay that's already been baked. And this lizard has been baked already. So these slices that are going on it are not baked. To ensure everything sticks, we have to use translucent liquid Sculpey or something, of the equivalent. So here's what it looks like after I got all of the green ones on here, and it was just totally different. I couldn't believe how nice that looked. Seriously. So moving on to the orange cane, I do the same thing basically that I just did for the green. I did for the orange, and I did one side here so you can see at a different perspective. But anyhow, that was pretty much it for this video. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it was actually 2.5 hours of material I had to go through and do all my editing and stuff like that. Also, these cane slices have already been baked. I put it in the oven for about 20 minutes at 275 degrees. Sculpey Primo calls for 30 minutes per 1/4 inch thickness. So I went with 20 minutes, just enough to harden it up and make it permanent. But that's it guys for this video. I really appreciate you for taking the time to watch this. It means a lot. But in the next video I'm going to be filling in the gaps everywhere you see with black and possibly adding more of the glow in the dark as white detail, randomly throughout the black. So I'm very curious to see what you guys have to say about that. What do you think about it so far? Do you like this? And the same old stuff. Looking forward to hearing from y'all. Don't forget to like the video. It really helps me a lot. And I will see you here again soon. Thank you so much for watching.